3 new contracts to launch geostationary satellites using SpaceX's reliable Falcon 9 rocket have been secured from customers in South Korea and the Middle East. Successful prior collaboration between SpaceX and both Arabsat and KT SAT led to the awarding of all 3 contracts. KT SAT recently announced that it will be upgrading its current satellite fleet with a new Thales Alenia Space satellite called Koreasat 6A. If you would like to know more about this, then stay tuned till the end. The reliable Falcon 9 rocket that SpaceX uses has been awarded 3 new launch contracts for geostationary satellites from customers in South Korea and the Middle East. All 3 contracts, 2 of which come from Arabsat and 1 of which comes from KT SAT, are extensions of the productive working relationships that SpaceX has already established with both of these companies. In 2017, SpaceX successfully launched KT SAT's Koreasat 5A satellite, which marked the beginning of a series of launches for South Korea. Thales Alenia Space was responsible for the construction of the 3.5-ton Koreasat 5A satellite, which is based on the Spacebus 4000B2 platform. The satellite will support broadcasting and internet services in Korea, Southeast Asia, and the Middle East from its position in geostationary orbit at a longitude of 113 degrees east. It'll be equipped with 36 Q-band transponders to accomplish this. It is anticipated that Koreasat 5A will remain operational for at least 15 years. In May of 2014, KT SAT placed an order with Thales for 2 satellites, and Koreasat 5A is one of those satellites. South Korea's ANASYS second military communication satellite was built by Lockheed Martin and was essentially thrown in as a bonus to secure an order for F-35 jets. This satellite was successfully launched by SpaceX in the year 2020. The first interplanetary spacecraft from South Korea was launched into space by a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket in August of 2022, and it is currently en route to the moon. The mission to place the Korean Pathfinder lunar orbiter into orbit around the moon is scheduled to begin as early as December. The launch took place at the Cape Canaveral Air Force Station in the state of Florida in the United States. As a result of this launch, South Korea has become the 10th nation in the world to own a communication satellite that is dedicated solely to the military. This satellite will enable continuous and protected military communication. Within the next 2 weeks, the satellite should arrive at its intended orbit of 36,000 kilometers. After a period of testing, the system will be handed over to the military of South Korea in the month of October. Now, KT SAT has revealed that it intends to replace the current spacecraft that makes up its Koreasat 6 constellation with a brand new satellite that will be manufactured by Thales Alenia Space and given the designation of Koreasat 6A. The launch of the 3.5-ton communication satellite into geostationary transfer orbit will not occur any earlier than 2025 and will be performed by a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket. A week after the announcement made by KT SAT, the Middle Eastern connectivity provider Arabsat made the same announcement, stating that SpaceX will be responsible for launching both of the company's upcoming geostationary communication satellites. A Falcon 9 rocket, which was manufactured by Thales Alenia Space and will be used to launch Arabsat 7A at an unspecified point in the future, most likely sometime between the years 2024 and 2025. In April of 2022, Arabsat placed the order for the satellite. Following significant setbacks, SpaceX finally launched its first Falcon Heavy Block 5 rocket in April of 2019 on its first mission for a paying customer, which was carried out for Arabsat. The large Arabsat 6A communication satellite owned by the company was successfully launched into a super-synchronous geostationary transfer orbit by the rocket. The apogee of this orbit is located more than 90,000 kilometers above the surface of the Earth. Arabsat disclosed in the same announcement that SpaceX's Falcon 9 workhorse will also launch BADR-8, a 4.5-ton geostationary communication satellite built by Airbus. The BADR-8 will be launched by SpaceX. The BADR-8 was ordered in August of 2020, and its launch is still scheduled for 2023. The BADR-8 will be constructed using the cutting-edge Airbus Eurostar Neo electric orbit racing platform, which will allow the satellite to be launched using a diverse array of launch vehicles. Additionally, the cutting-edge Teleo optical communications payload demonstrator, which was developed by Airbus, will be a part of BADR-8. This payload will enable very high-capacity analog optical feeder link communications as part of the development by Airbus of a new generation of optical communications technology in space to be integrated in its future commercial products. This technology is highly resistant to being jammed and will be used in the development of Airbus's future commercial products. This important contract with our long-standing customer Arabsat has a special significance for Airbus Defence and Space, said Jean-Marc Nassar, head of space systems for Airbus. It is the first satellite of the 7th generation for Arabsat, and it is also the first Eurostar Neo satellite that we are constructing for Arabsat. There have been 6 satellites in the Eurostar series before this one. The BADR-8 makes use of our most advanced knowledge and technologies, one of which is a hosted payload that utilizes optical communications in a very innovative way. This further strengthens our ongoing strategic partnership with the Arab Satellite Communications Organization, which has been connecting people by satellite across the Middle East and the rest of the world for more than 4 decades. We are delighted to sign this contract with our long-term partner Airbus, stated Khalid Balkior, President and Chief Executive Officer of Arabsat. It represents an important step toward achieving our goals of providing customers with premium satellite technology that operates at the highest possible level of efficiency, as well as increasing both reliability and service security. Our service will be expanded all over the EMEA region once BADR-8 is integrated into our BADR network at the Arabsat 26E hotspot. The launch of the satellite is planned for the year 2023, and its electric propulsion system will enable it to reach geostationary orbit in approximately 4 to 5 months, depending on the type of launcher that is utilized. It is anticipated that it will continue to perform its intended function in orbit for over a decade. The satellite will have a power output of 17 kilowatts and a launch mass of approximately 4.5 tons. With 3 fully electric satellites currently operating in orbit and 15 additional fully electric high-capacity telecommunications satellites currently under construction. Airbus Defence and Space's position as the world's leading provider of electric propulsion satellites has been strengthened by this new contract. At its data hotspot, located at 30.5e, Arabsat 7A will join its sister satellites 6A and 5A. To ensure a smooth transition for customers and partners, the majority of the existing C-band and Q-band capacity on Arabsat 5A will be replaced by this technology when the satellite reaches the end of its useful life. In addition to this, it will provide high-throughput Q-band capacity, which will assist the operator in expanding its services into multiple verticals and enhancing its portfolio of products and solutions across the Middle East, Africa, and even some parts of Europe. This capacity will be offered by the satellite. Al-Hamidi Al-Anesi, the CEO of Arabsat, was asked about the deal, and he responded by saying, "We value our work with SpaceX. Since the launch of Arabsat 6A a few years ago, this trusted relationship with SpaceX has been built up over the course of the past few years, and the signing of this agreement extends that relationship." Arabsat 7A will be one of the company's first satellites with a software-defined payload. It will have a high-throughput Q-band capacity that will help Arabsat expand its services into several different verticals. These expansions will allow Arabsat to enhance its portfolio of products and solutions for customers in the Middle East, Africa, and even parts of Europe. Tom Ochinero, Vice President of Commercial Sales for SpaceX, stated that the company was thrilled to learn that it had been chosen to perform its 3rd launch for Arabsat. Our collaboration with Arabsat, which includes the recent launch of Arabsat 6A using the Falcon Heavy and the soon-to-be carried-out launch of BADR-8, is evidence of the dependability and safety of our Falcon fleet. In addition to Koreasat 6A, Arabsat 7A, and BADR-8. Approximately 90 additional commercial Falcon launches are scheduled between now and 2030. Roughly 25 of these launches are expected to carry geostationary satellites. So that's all for today's video. If you like this video, then give it a thumbs up. And if you want to watch more videos like this one, then hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so that you will always be notified.